Hey, what's up, everybody? This is episode two of, I believe, called Tecmo Bowl Tonight. I think that's what we came up with. I am your co-host, CJ Wallis. I run the National Championship of Tecmo Bowl, August 8th in Omaha. Sign up is at TecmoBowlLeague.com, TecmoBowlLeague.com. Say it three times, TecmoBowlLeague.com. And I am joined here with dear friend and league commissioner, Drewmanster. How is your Sunday 4:31 Central Standard Time treating you?
That's pretty good. I got back from work a minute ago and I'm pretty worn out, but I'm here.
Yep, that's how we do it. And we have completed the Tecmo Bowl 17 draft. We've got 12 people, three new people, I believe. And this episode is going to quickly go over the teams they assembled and let people know what we're up to a little bit better. The first round pick went to our dear friend and Tecmo Bowl veteran Richie Smith. Do you want to describe to people very quickly what hero picks are, and then you could go into discussing what Richie assembled here?
Yeah, so the hero round occurs consecutively with the first round of the draft, and it's a collection of players that aren't on the original game. They're handmade by us and very good players. They've got good ratings, so it's just a little bit of a boost to people early in the draft.
And we have every season the top six players make it to the playoffs, and the teams that don't make it to the playoffs, we have a thing called Hero Cup, where they all play each other to get an extra hero draft pick every year. And I believe CBK won that this year, so he got two
That's
hero
right.
picks, which well, we'll talk about that later. All right, so Richie's first hero pick was Barry Sanders. Um, he is a 10 max speed, which is the same as Dickerson. He has a 5 initial and 3 acceleration, which is a rare number on Tecmo Bowl. You can tell us about Richie's team and or Barry Sanders.
So Barry's got that 5 initial speed, which is a rating that doesn't occur naturally in the game. But considering he's the shiftiest back since at least Gale Sayers, I gave that to him just for him to stand out and really feel like Barry. So he's going to be the focal point of this offense, you would assume. But if he's got a pass, Richie's got Dan Marino, strongest arm in the game, and Anthony Carter, very good target there. And his offensive line's pretty solid to boot. Got a couple of guys that can pave the way for Barry. So strong offense. And I'll go ahead and talk about the defense.
Defense,
Lawrence
yeah. Oh, sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
Lawrence Taylor, arguably the best defensive player in the whole game. You can't kick a field goal on him longer than like 10 yards at the very best. Um, just a huge effect there. Other than that, not much on the defense. Special teams is okay.
Yeah, he's got the Denver playbook, which you love, and I always love playing against players that have it. You can call pass one, and the two open receivers on pass two sort of run to the same area. So it's as long if he's got a great running back, so that obviously opens up this playbook a lot. But Richie was very excited to get the Denver playbook, and yeah, his team is. You can't kick a field goal against him. You got to score. I think this is Richie's. I keep telling Richie, I think this is his year. He's got to. I think this is a year he's got to make the playoffs or make this a serious run. He's always been close. Nate Mers says of himself prior to winning the national championship that he always felt like the bridesmaid and never the bride. That's sort of Richie's bit here. He's always sort of got right there and never broken in the playoffs. So hopefully this is the team that gets him there. So our new, another one of our new players is LUDIOWON. Is that how we say this?
Yeah, that's how I'd say it.
Okay. He had second pick. He took hero Leslie O'Neill, which is well, go ahead. Tell us about it. Tell us about his team.
Leslie O'Neill is our second Oklahoma State legend to be drafted in the hero round. He's got similar ratings to Lawrence Taylor. Obviously, not quite as good. He's got less initial speed and less max speed by two, but even still, he'll be able to block field goals from probably, I would say, 20 yards out.
Yeah, he'd be
So that's
between
very
Bickett and LT probably, huh?
Yeah, and I would probably hazard to say closer to LT just because of the initial speed. I think that's the most important thing. But and then to complement Leslie O'Neal, he has Joey Browner up top. Top defensive back is a premier position, and Joey Browner is one of the best. Other than that, pretty thin defense, though he does have Singletary to hopefully be able to block extra points. And
Yeah.
Leslie O'Neal might get a little close, but I don't think he's quite there.
Yeah,
Um,
Singletary's in the worst spot for extra points. You always have to press down slightly before the angle, otherwise you get grabbed and by at the end of the game or something, and you're stressing out that little like shooting a Ryu fireball is sort of the motion you need to make to get past that drone. And there's nothing worse than when you need an extra point block and you're Singletary or Michael Carter and you get grabbed.
yep.
He's also
Um,
got Tecmo Bowl League friend of the league, Norm Johnson, as his kicker on
he
special
sucks, but
teams.
he's cool.
Yeah, yeah, he cost me the finals last year, unfortunately. We love Norm. He's been very kind to the league, but he definitely cost me Tecmo Bowl 16 finals game. He's got a good punter. He took Jay Schroeder. That was the last quarterback to get drafted. Jack Trudeau, I was going to take, but at some point I
You'd
got
be
to win one
crazy.
of these things. So, trying to prove a point with a backup quarter with the worst quarterback in the game is silly. Um,
Mhm.
he does have Bo Jackson and three popcorning linemen, though. So, I mean, that's something.
I don't really think that this offense will be very good for a rookie, especially LUDIOWON, because it's the Miami playbook, three pass plays. So you're
Right.
going to see less Bo. He's got a bad quarterback, and in this playbook, you kind of need a good quarterback to make those quick decisions. So I think, unfortunately, Ludio's kind of in for a learning curve offensively. I hope I'm wrong though.
Yeah, the only thing I said to him is I have that Miami shotgun and Bo Jackson in Dynasty and hitting Bo when he's always just on that little check down. I mean, you can really exploit that. But like you said, he was the last person to take a playbook and he got stuck with Miami. And you definitely don't want to have Bo with one run, but that shotgun hopefully he can use as his sort of second run play that um, I mean, I think I get 10 or 12 yards every time on it as long as even when people are cheating up, there's just he's too elusive in that one spot. But another new player that we have, third round pick, was HEGNABAR that I always want to say HEGNABAR, which I don't know what that even means, but every time I've seen that name, I've said HEGNABAR and I in my head, and I know I'm going to say it 100 times during this podcast, so that might have to be his podcast name, respectfully. Let's look at what he has. All right, do you want to talk about his? Wow, that was Canadian. Do you want to talk about? Holy shit, even I heard that one. Um, do you want to talk about his hero picks and the team he put together here?
His hero pick was Eric McMillan. He's got strange ratings for Tecmo Bowl. That doesn't occur naturally. He's got 7 acceleration, which is elite, 2 initial speed, which is elite, but 18 max speed, which is also elite. But usually guys are 18 speed. So, but he's still the best bottom defensive back in the game. He's better than midfield.
Hmm.
Um, rest of his defense kind of sucks.
Yeah.
His offense is pretty good though. The playbook's not great, but he's got a good quarterback to help compensate for that. New York playbook's a little iffy on that curls, but Walter Payton is going to be the focal point of this offense, complemented by a decent offensive line, 2 popcorning gentlemen there, and Steve Jordan tight end, one of the best tight ends, and a playbook to go that goes pretty good with the tight end. That pass
Yeah.
two has a has the tight end sit probably 9 yards downfield, so that's a nice playbook for Steve Jordan.
Yeah,
Previous,
definitely. He's gonna have that nice check down there a lot. That's gonna save him when those curls and stuff like that. That's gonna get him a first down almost every time he got it. He throws it there.
special teams are all right. Good, pretty good kick returner, bad kicker, decent punter. It's all pretty average there.
Yeah, and this is his first season, so he's very keen. He said to me in DM that he knows he's going to be schedule fodder for the first few seasons, And while that may sound self-deprecating to a person that is trying to grow this league, that's very encouraging to hear when people are expecting to stay around for a few seasons. Because once you get the bug with this game, you're stuck with it, and everything else is just BS. Okay, and the returning, this is his second season, right? AMR1. We found him on Facebook. He's been a model citizen. He's brought back the beautiful pink and white Seattle uniforms to Tecmo Bowl 17, which is that's good enough for me. He's a hero in my book just for that. So tell us about his team.
Okay, his hero round pick was Kevin Green, Carl Banks clone, straight up good player to have, extra point blocker, and he's also got Carl Mecklenburg, another extra point blocker. Hoarding XP blockers is a decent draft strategy, I think. So other people can't. There will be less people that can block extra points. He's got complementary defender Barry Wilburn up top. Rest of the defense kind of bites. His special teams are okay. He's got Gerald McNeil, best kick returner in the game, with Dennis Gentry. Bad kicker, decent punter. Nothing special there. He does have the Washington playbook, which is not a great playbook. It's got curls like we just talked about. And he's got a weaker quarterback. He's like average quarterback, Dave Craig. So I would expect Dave Craig to have to run in this offense quite a bit on that pass one. But saving grace is Eric Dickerson, one of the top running backs in the game. He doesn't have a very stout line to run behind, but it's still Eric Dickerson. Should be able to get some work done. And relevant more so in this playbook than most, I think, is a decent set of receivers.
Okay, so we got the fifth overall pick went to CBK, who won the Hero Cup that I talked about last year earlier in the episode. He got two hero picks.
So his first hero pick was Christian Okoye. He is Herschel Walker, but with more hit power, with Kevin Mack's hit power. So he should be able to be a very strong back, literally too, and break off some crazy runs. I'm looking forward to seeing that. I really love popcorning running backs in this game. His second hero pick was taken after the end of the normal draft, since he won the Hero Cup, like we've been saying. He took Jay Novacek, which I didn't really agree with because he is in the Chicago playbook, and the tight end only has one route and it sucks without cheese. The other play doesn't even have a route for him. He's a blocker, but still very potent offense here. Phil Simms not super great, but Gary Clark will stretch the field on both pass plays, so Simms might be able to hit a couple bombs, especially if the defense is worried about Okoye on the check down. Defensively, he's got a good secondary. CBK likes to play mostly secondary positions on defense. Ronnie Lott, best in the game up there. Daryl Green, strong complementary bottom defensive back, one of the better there. He's got a poor kick returner, poor kicker, or a poor punter, excuse me, but he's got the best kicker in the game. Pretty solid team overall. Yep.
Okay, so after that we have Scotty P, one of our newer players, but a diehard as well. And
Mm-hmm.
anytime we post something, we know if we got something wrong, Scotty P will let us know, and we'll already have the correct answer and solution for us on deck. So we love Scotty P. Tell us about his St. Louis Cardinals.
His first pick was Jim Everett in the hero round. Jim Everett is a strong arm quarterback. He's better than Bernie Kosar, very slightly. He passes to the running back a little bit better, but he put Jim Everett in the Cleveland playbook, so that's kind of a known synergy there. Complementary player in this playbook. A strong arm quarterback can punish the defense, especially with a tight end with the quality of Todd Christensen. This playbook has a play where the tight end sits 9 yards downfield, similar to the New York playbook we were talking about earlier. So that's nice. Timmy Smith is the running back, lower end running back, but he's had some success in the league and should be able to do pretty decent in this playbook. I think I love this playbook. So I've got faith in the offense. Defensively, Carl Banks, as mentioned, great extra point blocker, the best in the game actually. And Frank Minifield on the bottom as a bottom defensive back. So that's two strong players to anchor this defense that doesn't have much talent otherwise. And special teams, Dennis Gentry, top kick returner. Carlos, poor kicker. Reggie Roby, very good punter. Personally, I like these 13-leg punters better than Sean Landetta, the 14-leg punter. Because with Landetta, I feel like touchbacks are a little bit hard to not get as opposed to Roby and Roan Stark.
Right. You have to read the How to Get Perfect Punts article on TecmoBowl.com. Okay, so next in the back in the league after a 1 year hiatus, we have the Washington Drewmansters.
Yep, that's me.
That's you. What tell us about your team and what you were trying to do when you put it together?
Well, first of all, I'm glad to be back. It's awesome to be back, and hopefully I can win a title. So my first round picks were hero pick Bruce Smith, who is too powerful. I think he's got 7 acceleration, best in the game for any defender. 2 initial speed, better than any OG defensive end, and 16 max speed, better than any OG except for Howie Long, who I also have. So I'm kind of salivating over this defensive end combo. That's as good as it gets right there. So yeah, I'm digging that real hard. On offense, I've got John Elway, second best in the game, best playmaking ability in the game as well because he's got 7 max speed. I've got Joe Morris, decent running back. Mark Bavaro, best tight end in the game. And in a playbook where I like having an elite tight end. Pass 1, he goes deep, so you can stress the defense with John Elway's arm to Mark Bavaro there. And on pass 2, he sits down probably 7 yards, 8 yards of depth in the middle of the field on a curl. You can juke either way with him. So I really like my offense. And I've also got Ron Salt, the best guard in the game, pulling on run 1 for Joe Morris. So I think my team's got good synergy on offense and the best players available at the best positions available for me on defense. And I've also got a very good special teams, pretty good kick returner, best kicker in the game, and in my opinion, the best punter in the game, but 13 leg behind Landetta, Roan Stark. I love my team.
Yeah, do you feel at this, looking at this now, do you feel like this is the best team that you've ever put together in 17 seasons of doing this?
um,
I know
it's
before there was less teams, so you could stack them more, but I mean,
yeah,
generally speaking, you
it's
know.
it's up there. It's probably the third best behind my season 3 and season 4 campaigns. Season 4, we didn't have less people then, but I was able to get just a monstrous offense, and we had trades that season, so I traded for somebody. But this is the best in the modern era, certainly,
And
which
we
I
also,
consider the modern era to be probably season. Uh, I'd say probably my last title season onwards, season 8
mm,
ish. It's
yeah,
kind
I
of hard
think
to
I
say,
joined in 6, so that, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
somewhere around
Um,
there.
and you had, I was trying to bring it up quickly. We keep manual stats for the league, and you have, I'm bringing it up as we speak here. TDs, 22 touchdowns in season 10 for John Elway, 5 interceptions, 1,443 passing yards for an average of 13.3 quarterback rating, 139, 6 incompletions all year with a
Best
long pass of 61 yards.
that's the best passing season ever. I don't remember what playbook I had for that or what talent surrounded Elway, but that was the best passing season ever, and I hope I can replicate that.
So,
This team's better, I think.
yeah.
It's at least very close, but defensively it's way better. I've also got the points against record set in season 4. I think it was a 12 game schedule. 16 points all season. And that season I had the Washington D line, which is Dexter Manley at top defensive end, and Charles Mann at bottom defensive end. And that
Nice.
unit is outdone by Bruce Smith and Howie Long. So high expectations.
All right, so that's terrifying, and nobody wants to play you. So you can sit out next season. The next person that we have is Koduck. Cody is his username. Tell us about his squad.
So his hero pick was Sterling Sharp, Green Bay legend, and Joe Montana to go along with him. And those two will be in the Indianapolis playbook, which is a very good playbook. It'll have Sharp streaking on one play and probably about 15 yards of depth on the other. Ozzie Newsome as well, pretty good tight end, and tight end is a very big component to the Indianapolis playbook on the little dump off on pass one. Some pretty good synergy on this offense, and Kurt Warner is a decent running back as well. Defensively, there's a pretty good chunk of talent here. Rulon Jones at top defensive end, one of the better in the league. Go on down to Bosworth, nice complimentary middle linebacker, or inside linebacker technically. And he's got Dave Dewerson, top three, top defensive back. That's a position of great importance as his top defensive end. And he's got Freddie Robinson, I'd say an underrated bottom defensive back. So talented O&D, special teams, kind of middling. Nothing really to speak of there.
Albert Bentley, if he doesn't have an offensive line. Oh wow, his kickoffs are going to be very frustrating. He's got a
Pretty
base
poor.
offensive line, and Albert Bentley is unfortunately the slowest guy back there. So that's going to be tricky. But he's obviously got the offense, and he stole that playbook from me. I was two picks away from getting Indianapolis and Jordan on tight end, and having Marcus Allen in the little pass one up sitting up top and Jerry and on oh, I guess I'm talking about my team. Anyways, he stole my playbook and it was annoying. Okay, so we think Cody will do well as always. All
Yep.
right, so here is the league villain. I'll say it. Ingram 21. We all love him. He's one of our beloved characters. He's an Omaha
Character.
staple. He's a co-star of the documentary coming out soon. Everyone loves Jerry, but he's taken a villain arc in the last 10 to 12 months, and there's a lot of rivalries building around Jerry. So his games are always of interest. So tell us what he's come up with here.
I'll straight up say I'll go a step further and say I hate to play him because he runs with the quarterback a lot, and here's his hero pick, Don Matchkowski, 6 speed, one initial. He's not as good as Montana speed wise, but he's close. Um, got 11 arm, kind of a middling player, but with Jerry, I think he'll be a threat. Jerry Rice, best bottom receiver in the game. Steve Largent, very strong top receiver. Dorsett's all right, but the main thing here is San Francisco playbook. 3 passes. It's hard to. It sucks ass to play him with this playbook because you got to pick his play, and it's real hard to predict what he's going to do with 3 passes. So very very strong offense, even if Rice can be kind of schemed against in it. Defensively, he's got Charles Mann, best bottom defensive end besides Howie. And to go along with that, he's got Wilbur Marshall, who has 1 initial speed instead of 0 as listed. He's a very good extra point blocker. Jerry loves him some Wilbur Marshall from Dynasty. So that's a nice 1-2 combo. That's about all there is to speak of on this defense, though. Rest in peace, Rod Martin. He's his bottom outside linebacker. Special teams, poor punter, good kicker, bad return man. It doesn't matter as long as he's got such a powerful, potent offense. I think he should definitely be a problem.
Ken Bell is definitely my least favorite kick returner in the game. I will use Levette, I'll use Bentley, I'll use any of them, but I had Ken Bell for most of my dynasty season, and I used to pride myself with on kick returns, and that man, for whatever reason, him and I don't jive. Best of luck to you, Jerry, with Ken Bell and your base offensive line. I look forward to playing that part of you. He's definitely found a way to a strategy that works, and we're all puzzled at the moment, but we'll figure it out. We always do. Let's see who's All right, here we go. Fellow cameraman, Nelson 79, Green Bay Packers end zone cameraman, uh, one of our longest members. Yes, sorry, that's a bad thing to say. One of our long-term,
Longest tenured.
yeah, thank you. One of our longest tenure. I'm leaving it in. Oh, that's worse. That's even bad. Now
Hey!
yeah, it's getting worse and worse. All right. So, speaking of getting worse and worse, let's look at his quarterback that he drafted, Tommy Kramer. Go ahead.
Um, Tommy Kramer's he's better than Dave Craig, at least not speed wise, but arm wise. So he's got the LA playbook. He's if he if he wasn't already married, he'd marry the LA playbook. Uses it quite often. He's got Kevin Mack at fullback. Um, we give out a what's the word I'm looking for? A backfield mate, I guess you could say. To
Wow. Wow,
oh
we're
god, um, Ernest Biner is the backfield mate. You can have a guy that's faster, Dorsett level, or you can have a guy that's slightly slower than Kevin Mack himself is. Um, nice skill position players, Ricky Sanders, Russ Francis, that will go deep on one play respectively. Um, decent offense though. Kramer's kind of the weak link in a way. Still should get some work done. Defensively, he's got hero Pat Swilling at linebacker 3. You can scheme him open against certain playbooks. He will be a menace against those certain playbooks. I think. I hope mine's not one of them. He's got Dwayne Bickett, best field goal blocker in OG besides Lawrence Taylor,
Boo.
and he's a pretty decent drone, believe it or not. I know you don't like him 40, but he's pretty good.
Bickett's just
Um,
broken my heart too many times. I love him
yeah,
though.
you can't really rely on him as a total centerpiece in a defense, I think, but
Yeah.
he's nice complimentary. He's got Dolman, who will um, lead the defensive line with Michael Carter, who is sometimes an extra point blocker if you're P1 favorable matchup, etc. Um, and he's also the best player in the game against play picks. He'll get in there real quick and drop you for a loss. And I think that's kind of an underrated aspect of a defense, how well they bury you on play picks. And Hanford Dixon, top defensive back. So a lot of talent along this defense and offense, I would say. Special teams, he's got Phil McConkey, best punt returner in the game. I don't know why, but he is. Fuadreve, stinky kicker. Matt Saxon, I don't even know his name is so bad.
Yep.
And that's about it.
Yep. All right. Well, we need to get away from this one. All right. So, oh, now it's me. All right. So Buffalo is up. I took Andre Reed, obviously as a Buffalo, long suffering Buffalo Bills fan. And I guess that's why Bruce Smith was overpowered. We had Cornelius Bennett as well. Mark Kelso was in the backfield. But to be fair, it was 1989, All-Star and Associated Press. All those players were at the top of their stat thing. There was some amount of like joy that there was a lot of Bills, but there was no bias that there were Bills, just to be clear. And Fred Young, oh, sorry. Well, I mean, you can talk about the team. I was about
It's
to
your
say
team,
why I
Charlie
drafted
Brown.
them, but go ahead. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you talk about him. It's your team, man.
I mean, I took Jim McMahon. I want to win my first championship in this league with Jim McMahon. He is a dear friend. We're making a movie about him. We will show how he was great for much longer than people thought. I really just want to win my first championship with him. I got Marcus Allen, I think second round. Just it was him or we were going to be in deep trouble with a slow running back and I need to open up the pass game. I got sort of stuck with the Dallas playbook. As I said, I wanted the Indianapolis one and was building my team towards it. And it was snuck away from me 2 picks before it got to me. Um, so we did. I needed a dump off to my running back, and the Dallas playbook had that, and the nice 2 runs there. I don't use it very often, In the past, I haven't. So this will be interesting to use that to see how it goes. I always advise new people when they're playing to get used to a playbook that they like and always try to draft it. You don't want to be thinking about you don't want to be thinking about your roots and your playbook while you're playing. You should know your playbook inside and out and memorized. And if they go 22 yards deep with this type of receiver and this speed, I know that's crazy, but you have 12 games or 11 games to play with this team that you draft. So to not know what six things do when those are the six things that you're going to do 40 times a game is sort of nuts to me. So that's that. I've got Dexter Manley, who was always my first round pick, even when I first got in the league, which pissed Ben, the 2025 national champion, off a great deal. I took a great pride in stealing that from him. We've got Fred Young on extra points. Otis Wilson I took because he can sometimes block things past the 40. And I took Pete Kugler, who is a legend in my mind.
Ooh,
I've got Corvette Levet, just so I can say Corvette Levet all year. He's underwhelming on kick returns, but I sure as shit wasn't taking Ken Bell. I abandoned Norm Johnson reluctantly. I still wanna make it happen. I won some big games with him last year in Omaha, and Ben won his game with Norm. And so I just like playing with him as my kicker. But I lost too many games and the finals last year because they unfortunately gave him a noodle leg. So I got Nelson, who I've always liked, 58-yard max, but my punting is very bad. So my defense is not well. You can say what you think.
so Fred Young, I've used as a primary defender in Dynasty for 3 years straight, and it's doable. Sometimes you'll wish you had a little bit more, and that's where Dexter Manley comes in as the best top defensive end in OG. He's not better than Bruce Smith though. Um, First jersey I ever got for a Tecmo Bowl player.
Yep.
Otherwise, just terrible defense. Pete Kugler sucks. I'm gonna say it. Milt McCall sucks.
So this is
Offenses.
why this is but very quickly. The 1209 guys, when I first learned to play the game, I only used those players because if you can get used to tackling and the angles and all that with the worst players in the game, then when you get the best players, it feels like a cheat code. So when I use Lawrence Taylor, the little water bug running around, I'll get juked out because he's too fast for me. Pete
I hear you.
Kugler at the slow speed from that bottom spot, by the time the running back hits the line of scrimmage, I'm at the 12 max, so I can't really get juked around as much, and I find a lot of success using base players. So even though my defense fully does suck with Manley and Young, and then occasionally mixing in Kugler when I pick a run to the bottom, I feel like I usually can get by with that. I think I had the third
Yeah.
or second lowest points against last season, but I definitely had a much better defense. But just generally speaking, I'm very confident in my defensive abilities. But this team definitely does not have a by the book Super Bowl lineup.
I definitely agree with your point about two guys being too fast on defense.
Yeah.
That's for sure. But I think it's good enough defense to do work with, like I've done in Dynasty. I've had a top shelf defense with even less talent,
Mm,
arguably. But your offense is dang good. I know you're not huge on the Dallas playbook, but I think it's very nice for Andre Reed,
right.
especially.
Right.
And you can check it down to Marcus Allen if he's covered. So pretty good
Hmm.
team.
Cool. Yeah, I think I'm definitely going to be a playoff team. I don't think there'll be any worry about that, but we'll see once we
Mm.
get in there. Jerry and Mac are very tough to play against, and obviously you are the top guy doing it right now. DPS has left the league. I noticed that he was in the finals 10 of 17 seasons, which is crazy. But he's left us this year, so that puts you in I think the number one pound for pound at this point. But with no disrespect, we come to our Tecmo Bowl 16 champion who defeated me 6-3. Thanks, Norm Johnson. Uh,
I wouldn't say he's the best Tecmo Bowl player in the world like DPS did, but he's a very strong player. Runs with the quarterback a decent chunk, which is hard to defend. His hero pick was Al Noga. Um, he's a Charles Mann clone, kind of on the weekend of heroes, but he picked last, so still a good player, obviously. And then he's got Leonard Marshall on the opposite side. They're the same ratings basically, so that's a nice defensive end tandem. He is in a 4-3 formation, which I wanted to point out just because he likes 4-3 defense a lot, and I'm not sure why. I need to ask him what he likes about the formation. And in that formation, he's got Steve McMichael. He is he comes unblocked against certain playbooks, like Pat Swilling I mentioned earlier. He's not like a great defender to have primarily, but he's a good secondary defender behind the defensive ends. Special teams, bad return man, decent kicker, best punter in the game. Um, he's got more capability than a 13 leg, but I like 13 legs better, like I said earlier. On offense, he's got his boy Herschel Walker. That's a guy he gets quite a bit. He's in the next tier of running backs below Dickerson and Peyton and Bo, but he's got 80 hit power, so he can blow up some guys. Receiver set is decent, which I think in this playbook is fairly important. I'd like to see a better tight end for pass one, but he can do some work with Doug Williams in this playbook. Decent quarterback. I like this playbook quite a bit, I'd say. No offensive line to speak of, which is a shame because on run one, there's a pulling guard. So he's kind of missed out on a chance to have a true road paver for Herschel Walker.
And
But I
those
do like the team.
and those defensive backs are going to be trouble too.
Yeah, they're not good. They're baseline. They'll get popcorn by everybody
Yeah.
and are slow, which not to get too deep into it, but the way I play defense, it's good to have some decent defensive backs to kind of help if your man gets blocked. I think that's kind of true for anybody really, but if the guy you pick is getting blocked by a lineman, it's good to have a couple of good defensive backs to help pick up that blocker, if that makes sense.
Who do you think is going to be the surprise of this season?
I think, like you said, Richie's got a pretty good chance to be a dark horse this year because it's a weaker field. It's obviously still a very tough league, but I think with the talent on his roster, he should be able to make some waves and might be able to make the playoffs as a lower seed.
I'm sure I'm passively cheering for AMR1. He had his heart broken in Dynasty this year he missed a field goal. It went through the upright and basically a coin flip, and he was player two, I believe. So they said it was no good. He lost his playoff bid there. He's always we've probably played 25 games in OG already in the OG season, and they're always down to a field goal, and he's always right there. He always needs 10 more seconds or 15 more seconds, and I hope he can make the playoffs. He definitely deserves it. It was cool to find him on Facebook and have this Facebook group where these people we're slowly recruiting them and getting them to drink the Kool-Aid and get over here.
Have a good season, everybody, and good luck to our rookies.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for coming out, everyone, and hearing about our draft. We will have live games on Facebook and on X, and we always upload our archives of games to the YouTube channel at Tecmo Bowl League. Everything on socials is at Tecmo Bowl League, and the website is Tecmo Bowl League, where you can sign up for the national championship August 8th in Omaha, Nebraska. And you can sign up for the league as well. There is 4 steps there that will get you into the Discord channel and get you the software that you need to play. Respectfully, if you can't do the 4 steps with the way we've laid it out, it's going to be frustrating going forward for you probably and everybody. So please read those carefully and come out and play. A lot of you talk big game on Facebook and social media, and we love to hear that, and we want you to come prove it to us. We always are looking for new people, and we almost have enough for a G League, which is a lie. So
Mm.
come out and and kick our ass like you say you can on social media. You know? I'm going to cut all that out. Have a good season, everybody. That's our draft review. Those are our 12 teams, and that's what we did this weekend in Tecmo Bowl land. Anything you want to say on the way out, Drew?
No.
Okay. That is Tecmo Bowl tonight, today.